sorry, I'm here. I just wanted to record it.
Is that late? Is she...
It started at 7.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Happy Sunday. I feel a little bit overdressed. It's okay. You know, I just wanted to look nice for you. Nice, good excuse to wear heels. You can see my face. Anyway, good evening. How's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Drew.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. I hope these and Ipsy are okay to you. Can you guys believe that we're 3/4 of the way through 2016?
No.
It's unbelievable. I cannot believe it's almost October. And that means it's basically Thanksgiving, which means that Christmas is a week away. Or as the Chosen like to call it, the annual day of Chinese food and movies. In case you're wondering, Chosen does refer to the Jewish people. So we did that to Jesus. Anyway, I think it's really cool to think back on this year. You know, we've come so far. We've really made a lot of progress. You know, we're coming to the end of the 8 years of the first president. It actually feels a little odd to me that I feel like I have to whisper that. You know, I don't think there are any. Are there any people of color in here besides one back there? Different kind. But no, and if you listen for it really closely, you'll hear it. But to me, that seems actually like it's a little sad and scary. And when I really think about it, maybe we've regressed more in this year than we've progressed. In fact, it feels like in 2016, maybe we've regressed about 100 years. Well, first of all, mosquitoes are back to being the #1 culprit for making people sick. You know, Zika shows up. We have no way to fight it because all of the pre-medical students in the country have sent all of our nets to Africa. I guess on the bright side of things, it means that they're finally teaching sex ed in the Gulf states. So if you go to college campuses in the South now, they have oral contraceptives at the welcome desks of college dorms, like bowls of candy. They have DIY IUDs now. Anything to get people or keep people from getting pregnant who have the potential of getting bitten by a Zika-infested mosquito. So I guess, you know, maybe we can look at the bright side of that. The news set dentistry back about 50 years, though. I don't know where they get off telling people that flossing is not important. But I don't think that they realize that every day we convince people how important that in fact is. Okay? So, #1, Tom Brokaw, you're not even really on the news anymore, but just keep it shut, you know? There are no studies out there that show that wiping your butt after you take a poop is beneficial for your health. But you're not going to stop doing that, are you? So whether it's shit between your cheeks or shit between your teeth, it has to be clean. It's just common sense. If there is one thing I learned in dental school, it was from my favorite professor, Dr. Chutenan, who happened to be Thai, that flossing is very, very important. It's every night when I floss my teeth, it rings in my ears. But it's true, okay? Don't stop flossing. The presidential race is a whole nother can of beans this year. Maybe it's this way every year. I'm not really sure, but it seems that every year, or every 4 years rather, things get crazier and crazier. And speaking of Asia, actually, in particular, they're very concerned about the presidential race. You know, they're concerned about what nuclear missiles we might accidentally inadvertently launch, or what kind of warfare we might get in with North Korea. China is particularly concerned about pulling ahead of the US in terms of the economy. But Asia doesn't often get all of the news about the US presidential races over there. So whenever something does happen to pop up on their computer or their TV screen, they immediately get it up. And I don't know if it's that they're hoping that Donald Trump is going to pull out, or maybe he won't finish. Maybe they're intrigued that Hillary Clinton is a female candidate who's engaged in this race. You know, they're not used to females being involved or participating in this activity. But one way or another, everybody in Asia is very eager and excited to see what comes of this election. It actually does scare me a little bit, what we're going through this year for the election and who our candidates are. On one hand, we have Hillary, who, barring all of her policy or kind of political stances, it reminds me of my technologically illiterate mother. My mom says she looks at a computer and it breaks on her. And I don't know that Hillary Clinton's email background really proves her to be so different. But I have this fear that if Hillary does get elected, she's going to send the whole country an invitation to join her on her LinkedIn network. And nobody wants to say no to the president, but nobody else wants to friend her and have her see that our skills professionally include posting on Instagram, which is apparently now an actionable skill you can post on LinkedIn. So my conjecture is that the whole country is going to wind up canceling their LinkedIn account. All of that fantastic networking that happens through this portal is going to be lost, and unemployment is going to skyrocket. And what's Hillary Clinton's #1 concern? The economy and unemployment, and where are we going to be after that? Who knows? On the other side of the coin, we have Donald Trump, who wants to run the country like a business. He's a businessman. This is what he wants to do. So, he's going to be your misogynistic, chauvinistic CEO and sexually harass all the women in the White House. But, if it works out well, again, or there's a deficit that's too high, then there are going to be some layoffs. Syrians, Mexicans, you're fired. Pack your bags and go. And actually, NBC did sign Trump for another season of The Apprentice. But since it's become a presidential version, Fox has since outbid them for it. This election cycle and all the rhetoric surrounding it, and all the sensationalized news around it does scare me a little. It makes me either want a frontal lobotomy or a bottle in front of me. And I think a frontal lobotomy would really be my decision of choice here. Kind of just numb me to everything that's going on. I have no decision-making capacity. I don't really have to think about it or engage in it at all. But one, I fear the world with one less pseudo-rational sane person. And two, I can't afford one because of Obamacare. So I guess it's going to be a bottle in front of me. But technically speaking, alcohol is a solution. So, have you noticed that people have no capacity to have a conversation anymore either? I think our social skills are another area where we have regressed immensely. You go out and you try to meet somebody, or you try to strike up a conversation with a stranger. They look at you like you have 4 heads. Like, why are you talking to me? I don't know you. Exactly, that's the point. I'm trying to get to know you. This is how we humans do this. We don't have, such keen noses to sniff other people's butts and get to know everything about them. So you have to talk. But that doesn't seem to work so well. And as a single person, I find this particularly troubling because I do like to meet people in person. So I'll, see somebody at a bar or out or whatever the case might be, and I'll try to go have a conversation. And they look at me like I'm nuts. So inevitably I go back to sitting in my little corner or whatever, and I start kind of flicking my thumb. And this is my new indication for I'm interested in you. You're like, I would swipe right, that's what I'm trying to say. But then they have no idea what I'm saying either. And I think that as a species, maybe we might have to regress even further evolutionarily and start peacocking or something like that. Maybe next time I go to a bar, if I stick out my chest and stick out my ass and flare my feathers and make some sort of awkward mating dance, at least people will look at me and be like, this is me saying I'm interested in you. Come talk to me. I'll buy you a drink. I don't know. Maybe that will work better than a conversation. I'll give it a shot and report back to you. But in the meantime, we're stuck with online dating. And there are, countless online dating apps. And, swiping your thumb right or left has become the new way to indicate if you're interested in somebody. And at this point, my idea of a relationship is matching with somebody because it never gets past there. There are just too many options. And let me tell you, there are significantly more exciting, and more productive ways to spend your time alone with your thumb. I don't know, maybe we're not doing so poorly. Britain is back to stealing our moves. They're the ones who are now breaking themselves off from the establishment, breaking off from Europe. I think, they are stealing America's move from 240 years ago. But maybe that provides us with a good opportunity to go back, get some British accents, join forces with them. We can kind of bow out of the election this year, which might be beneficial. So there's one option. But I also find it difficult to believe that we're doing so poorly when everybody's lives look so wonderful on social media. Every day you see people posting on Instagram or Facebook about how they're getting married or how they're getting engaged or pregnant or got a promotion or bought a house or took a really good poop or had a great piece of avocado toast or, So I really find it hard to believe in a world where people are so good at making their lives seem great that everything is so bad. And if that doesn't work, then we always have cat videos. And it really makes me happy to know that there is validated, legitimate research to show that cat videos elevate your psyche, are really beneficial for our mood and for our world outlook. We have shit studies from 20 years ago that say fat's the problem to everything, so we just slap more sugar and stuff. Or that vaccines cause autism in our children, so people aren't getting vaccinated and diseases that were eradicated 100 years ago are back. But the fact that there is validated research about the benefits of cat videos really makes me feel good. And people say millennials are lazy or not really productive. But you see everywhere how well we seem to be doing as a generation. So, I don't really think it's all that bad. And, 2017 looks like it's going to be an odd year. But America, and let me stress the amount of R's in that, America, I think we're going to be okay. Here's looking up to next year.
Thank you.